Why is Restream so slow? Okay, cool. Yeah. Let's get this pain in the butt done. You know what? I'm just gonna do regular controllers. Maybe I should. Yeah. Okay. Switch my printers. Okay. It's like right. Let that printer warm up for a few minutes. Do the do. I'm gonna go change this shirt because this looks really bad. Lovely. Like this. There we go. Okay. We are purging our lines. All right. Make a little space. Which one is this? I think this is for the calf. Yep. Calf hydraulics. Core there. Did a little head painting today just for fun. This is kind of what the blue part's all going to look like. It's going to get a darker wash and be weathered a little more. Yeah. Got another one here. That's it, just with the wash on it. Okay. How does it sound? Robots going nuts upstairs. Ugh. I'll be right back. One of my robots went nuts, my little cleaner robots. Well, my lovely and forgetful wife, I left the garage door open. One of my robots went running off. My little cleaner Dustin robots. Ugh. Now, next, parts is parts. We've got to put some parts together. What shall it? I think we were planning on doing the arms next. Get our good box of parts here. I'm hearing things. New sharp pads. Okay. There they are. In my disorganized fashion. My hands are always the slowest. They take the most work, but they're worth it. Forearms, elbow armor. I'm debating if I want to make that yellow or not. Gray plastic armor, that can go somewhere else. Shoulders. Bicep bracket. Oops. As for Butterfingers, bicep hydraulics. I'm still debating if I want to make those blue or not. Yellow works pretty well. These are for the biceps, for the arms there. I think I may just use the yellow and go ahead with that because it paints up pretty easy. Palms. That's not in there yet. Okay. Palm. Weaver, elbow joint. Weaver. Make sure the print quality's up to snuff. Shoulder bracket. I'm sorry, shoulder armor bracket. Okay. Auto cannons. This guy here. there, and I guess we'll start with just the shoulders in general. This requires some cleanup. Okay. Because this is really, really rough. Let's see how that fits, if at all. I think we'll be okay. That's what holds the screw in, so it can open up the joint and keep it tight in the socket, much like the hips. I will require these guys and a bit of glue. There we go. This out of here. And just a dollop of glue. My handy dandy spreading tools. Maybe just a little more glue because seems like a good idea. More. There we go. Nice coating. And I get our screw lined up. And then we take our flat pliers and we pop that sucker in place. There we go. See that? Nice and flush and tight. Let's let that guy dry for a bit. Yeah, we do our other one. Of course, we got to remove the towers on this guy. Nothing more satisfying than removing a tower. Not too much difficulty. Maybe I spoke too soon. There we are. Just a little refresher there. This is going to require a little more encouragement. From our friend the flathead. There we are. And that is where these guys come in. Just slot in right here. And that holds the shoulder armor. Like this, on top of the pauldron there. They lock in place. Boom. And they're pretty tightly held together. Now, ultimately, I like to sand these areas a little bit before I put them into the shoulder. Get it a little smoother, because they tend to be a little tight to begin with. And then they polish down naturally. Okay, let's get another nut in here. Spatulatula. There we are. I'll line her up. A little gusto, we pop it in. And if anybody wants to download these, give them a try. They're free. Pulse 3D, Thingiverse, Makers Square, Makerspace, whatever it is, under my name, Voltage 3D. And you can make as many of them as you want. Come join the fun. I need to swig on my beverage. Now, let's get that hydraulic piece going. Okay. Yeah, give me a second. I'm going to see how the first layer looks here, and then I'll get back to the desk. Always got to keep an eye on that first layer. I haven't run this machine in like a week, so you never know, it might have come out of tolerance. First layer incoming. It's good so far. I think we are golden. I'm going to swap this so that's not cold enough. Oh, frost here. Okay. Now, while those are drying, we can get our biceps underway. Typically pulling the supports off of these, I like to just grab them right here and pull straight up. And then we will require these two little guys here. And we will need our calibration cube as a support structure. Where's my pliers? There we go. These are really tight fit, but that's what you want. Boy, I felt that. Okay, that's one. Get a good firm grip because these can be a bit of a pain. Boom. There you have it. And that sucker goes in here, like so. Nice snap. And there, it's tight now because it's got all those layer lines, but once those polish off, you're gonna need to put some TPU in there to stiffen it up. It won't be long. But in the meantime, there we go. Just work it a little bit. And the big thing about the shoulder joint here is that when you print these out, I usually like to do these at 100%. You need all that extra support because it is a tight fit and it is a load bearing surface. It's always under pressure, so having 100% it feels good. Or I'd say a minimum 50 to 70%. Oh, there we go. Look at that. Already loosening up. As it starts to polish out, then you have to add the TPU in to give it that elastomer strength that it needs to keep a tight joint. But we'll just leave it like this for now. Cool. One down. Next. Boom. Okay, looking okay. This print could have been better. There we go. This is what the bicep's going to look like. Should sit down in this guy here and rotate like that. And then these slide onto here. Is that I got an email? I got an email. Those are kind of stiff. And I know why. Yeah, but this is going to be painted yellow. These parts will just be clear coated and then painted, stained, weathered, and then re-clear coated. And this one will be primered, painted, weathered, stained, and then clear coated. It's a process. Get that out of my face a little bit. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. One. If you try and do this with just your fingers, you're gonna hurt yourself. Boom. It's designed to, let me get my finger in there because it's really tight. It's designed to open up like that. And then you put a little sliver of this in here, which is squishy. So it pushes it in and out, keeps the joint tight. Unlike a Gundam, the joints will get loose over time, and then you have to replace the whole socket joint. You know, they end up looking like this. Sadly. But not with this guy. This guy's good for a long time. In fact, I think I'm just going to sand this up a little bit just to ease the process. lot of being sand. Sandpaper. There's a wee piece right there. Yeah, all the joints in this guy can be retightened one way or the other. So you will never have loose joints on him. Boom. Rotate. Polish. There we go. Two down. Now let's get the shoulder socket prepped. This one's always iffy. Give me 2 seconds. Gonna check the print. See how we are doing. In fact, I think I'm gonna print these out in yellow. There's no need to have the smaller parts in gray. Looking good. Okay. Boy, that's tight. I wonder where that is. Maybe clean that up a little bit. A slightly wider blade. Works, but not like I want it to. Let's just file it. When in doubt, file it out. There we are. Let's see now how we fit. Ah, so that's snug, not painfully snug. And some element for our pinning process. Let's see if we're in there now. But can't put this on yet because I have to put this on. I'm being a nerd and forgetting to finish the shoulder before I put the shoulder plate armor on. Let's try that again. Yes, that's good. Okay. There we go. Okay, now we can put this back on, but I don't want to put it on yet because I want to put this in the shoulder socket and fit it. Pop this guy off here. And that's comfortably locked on there. Come on, guy. There we go. And I am definitely going to polish that up a little bit before I stick it in there. It's always the sides that need it the most. Yeah, you don't have to worry about like these sanding marks staying on there because once it's in the shoulder and that EPU, I'm sorry, PLA is rubbing against each other, it polishes itself, like I say, over and over again. It'll make it smooth and shiny before you know it. That'll do it, but you never know. So let's see if we can't get this guy in here with not too much difficulty. This is kind of a pain. It's designed to be tight. There we go. Pow. Oh boy, that's really tight. Maybe I should have put it in there like that. Oh my god. Now if I break it, I buy it. There we go. Okay, we got a little movement. Yeah, this one's going to require a lot more sanding. Hold on. Wolf. What was I thinking? I've noticed that this, there we go, we got it. This particular kind of PLA, this blue periwinkle PLA, is very, very textured and it really likes to grab onto things. So this is going to require some more sanding for sure. What the hell? Okay. Go some sandpaper. Perhaps I should have designed the joint a little bit with a little more tolerance, but I don't know. Part of building a model is figuring it out by sanding and shaping and polishing and making it your own. You don't bleed for your models and you're not a modeler, model maker, I should say. let's test that. Back in we go. Wish me luck. Okay, that was much better. That's more like it. Yes, so we're not gonna break this guy. And as always, you want to just kind of twist it around, get it loosened up a little bit. Always be sure to support the frame while you're doing it. Okay, this is feeling pretty good. So note to self, with this particular PLA, we're going to have to really polish the shoulders down before we even attempt to snap them in. Okay. There we are. Nice. Getting some results. Okay. Let's get this guy figured out here. Look at this mess that I made. I am a messy, messy kid. Kidult. Here's the other one. Let's test this. I'm fairly confident we'll have to. Yep, it's all very tight. We'll have to sand this one down too, just a little bit. Let's see. Ah, perfecto mundo. That's for the other shoulder. There we go. Cool. Let's get this guy drilled out properly, and then we'll put the paddle on and sand it and fit it to the shoulder, and we'll be good to go. This guy's almost done. Getting close. If you guys ever want to get into 3D design, I highly recommend Tinkercad. For those of you who know what it is, it's a very simple program. It's free, and I made him on it. So if I can do it, you can do it. There we go. We're all lined up now. Okay, second shoulder's about there. And don't let me forget, I gotta add the screw to this guy later. Let's polish this guy up and get it in the socket. The layer lines down a little bit so it doesn't have too much of difficulty going into the socket. There we go. Okay. Still feels a little tight. go. Pull this guy here real quick. I guess it doesn't want to be pulled. It's stiff, but it's working. Rotating it a lot helps. And the back and forth and up and down, get it nice and polished. Cool. Get the top plate back on. One corner that doesn't want to go in. All right. Now we can finally put these shoulder armor brackets on. Let's see here. Itchy arm. Oh, that's cut properly. Okay. Are we in? We are not. Okay, let's try that again. Okay, now we are in. And remember, always cut this piece long because you may need to pull it later if you need to do some repairs on your toy. Say it falls off the table or something. There we go. Now it's the other side. I think that's it. Yeah, there we are. Cool. Let me go check my print really quick. Yeah, I think I'm just going to print these in yellow. Looking good. Let's pull up another prompter face here. It's COM 5. We got COM 9. Nope. Setting bed and whatever time. Okay. Hello, Mr. Fly. When is it going to be here? So that's not too difficult to get on and off. At least I don't think. Maybe it is. Let's go. This has been a pain in my butt for a while, this particular arm issue. I don't know why it happens, but it does. You see, when that is in there, for some reason it really tightens it up and makes it impossible to get the arm off. But the arm is supposed to be able to slide on and off. That one's really giving me a bugger of a time. Huh. What's that, I suppose? Well, no prints are all equal, I suppose. Okay. I think I was just work it out. A little polishing technique. Sometimes does the job. Boy, that's stiff. And I know it's because this piece is pushing this one out, and I swear to God, I thought I fixed that. Maybe I gotta go back into the design and work on it again. In the meantime, I'm just gonna sand this down a little bit. Gentle sanding. Okay, that's better. And there we go. See that? That's what we're talking about, because we're gonna have to be able to swap our weapons out, you know, from the arms. Let's grab a weapon here. Well, that's real easy. I think it's in here. That's much better. Okay. Good. Now let's see about fitting this hand. And that's better. Come on. Gotta dig these supports out sometimes. Come on, you bugger. Yeah. Gonna open that one up a little bit. That should be fine. Probably just needs to be sanded.
Losing resolution. More power.
Well, the other printer's probably ready to go. Come on, mother. There we go. Put some paper on this so we don't damage it. Let it polish itself. Better too tight than too loose. There we go. I don't want to do that. It's going to damage it. There is something better to grip this with. I'll just keep using the paper, I guess. Come on, son of a. There we go. Ah, we got a semi-completed arm on there. Starting to look almost humanoid. Humanoid. Alright, let's go check that other printer. Whatever, guy. Okay. Okay. Pair 2 is ready to go. All right. Well, let's see how that goes. Back to it. Not bad. Next. I should just leave this part out. Yeah, supports. I don't know why I leave it in there. Such a colossal pain, but okay. Little organization time. Okay. Yeah, that one polished up pretty nicely, actually. There we go. I don't know. I'm thinking I'm going to leave those blue just to break up the armor. Debatable. I think I have some yellow ones here somewhere. But whatever. Where'd that hand go? Ah, there you are. Let's borrow. That one feels pretty good, actually. Let's see how we slide on. Not too bad. Not bad at all, actually. That one doesn't require any modification, I don't think. Just a little, wait. Why is it do that? I will just self-polish a little bit. Those layer lines polished down a little. Let's see if that helps. That seemed to have helped. Just self-polish a little bit. Okay. Add our TPU. Come on. There we go. That's pretty stiff. That's okay though. We like it that way. There we are. And on we go. Boom. Back into the socket. Ow. Now you're sitting down, aren't you, fella? I forgot to print out those other parts. Oh, next time. Let me go check on the parts in the printer real quick. I'll be right back. Now the adhesion looks good. Okay. Suppose I could just throw these temporary armor plates on these shoulders. Because it looks cool. Snap on, there's no glue involved with this part. Come on. There we go. Looking good, guy. Oh, one of our parts just finished printing. Hallelujah. And next we're gonna have to do the fingers, which are slow and arduous. I may just put the paddle hands on here instead. We'll see. Okay, get those out the printer. There's the hydraulic parts for the arms. Not too bad. I'll clean up nicely. Okay. Scoot. Clean these guys up real quick. There they are. That's one. These are for these hydraulics right here. Although they're not done yet, we have to actually get some metal housing on them. That is stainless. We're not going to use the aluminum. There's the aluminum. There's the aluminum. Take the actual aluminum tubing, cut it to length, and bond it to that, and then we'll paint this to match this. And that will give us the necessary support and strength we need to have actual functioning metallic looking hydraulics. I gotta figure out a way to polish this up though. Originally I was using stainless, harder to cut but gives you great results, and it's got a better polish to it. So if I could polish the aluminum to look like the stainless, it's going to look a lot better. But this is passable. Still looks pretty good and a heck of a lot cheaper. And I can find it locally. So we need to cut this to length and bond it on there. So I will measure this now appropriately and make a mark. Second printer's going. Now to cut this guy we need this guy here. This little pipe cutter. Find our mark. First open this up. Find our mark like I said. Close it down on that line. Okay, you just start rotating. And tighten and rotate. And tighten and rotate. Bink. There we go. Now we have a piece of hydraulic. And let's mark the next one. And we will cut another one to match that one. A little more tightening. Rotate, tighten, rotate, tighten, rotate, tighten. There we go, bink. All right, two lovely pieces of hydraulic. And we'll have to open up the ends on this. Hopefully this blade is tough enough. It is aluminum, so it's soft. You wouldn't want to try this with stainless. There we go. May need to open up a little more, but maybe not. A little more. Almost there. Come on, like a bugger. It's fighting me. Actually, I think I have a drill bit that I left out specifically for this guy. At least I thought I did. Give me a second. Nope, yep. There she blows. The oldie drill bit. So open up the top here. And now, let's give it a shot. Ah, beautiful, look at that. Boom. So we got an actual metal hydraulic now. And you can paint this to match and it'll look quite nice. I need to open up both ends on this, I think. Come on. I'm gonna have to break out my drill bit here, or my drill. There we are. It wasn't sitting flushly enough. There we go. Now it's sitting down at the bottom. You can see. Nice looking hydraulics. Put a little null oil on that, make it look, oily and used. It'll look pretty slick. Actually, I'm betting that this will work with this drill bit. See, we're learning. Oh yeah, muy caliente. This is actually my favorite part of making this model, is doing the hydraulics. So there we go. Boom. Now, I'm just curious. I have my silver pen here. And we're just gonna do a little test run. See how this looks. It won't stick too well because I gotta put a coating on it. But just for fun, let's use the back side, which isn't the better print side, and just see how it matches. Oh, look at that. Hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Now, there is a little bit of differentiation in terms of color, but not much. And unless you're really looking, you probably won't notice a difference in color. That's freaking awesome, dude. Note to self. Hell yeah. Look at that match, dude. That is nuts. I was having a pretty lousy day, but this just made my day. Look at that. I don't want to touch it because it's wet, but not a little bit. Look at that. That's going to look good. That is genuinely going to look awesome. Okay, cool. So I'm just going to let that guy dry. Maybe I'll wash off and do it later with some proper primer and stuff like that. But that matches so well. I'm happy. And you should be too. Oh, almost forgot it. Check that bed adhesion for the next print. It's kind of a cool little support structure. Be right back. Sometimes they screw up, sometimes they... Bed adhesion is perfecto mundo. I'm surprised at how much that matches. I mean, that's, yeah, that's cool. Either way, now let's cut some more tubing for this guy. We're going to clean this guy up in order to do that. Oops. Yeah, I thought, like, you know, when I was making this, the one thing when I was a kid, the model kits I used to get from Japan and stuff always had metal, die-cast metal parts in it. When I designed this guy, I wanted to have metal parts in it, just for nostalgia's sake. But when it came to the pneumatics and the hydraulics on this like working unit, the PLA was not strong enough. If you actually did a vertical print, even if it was 100%, it was very, very fragile. It would snap. So like when you would move the legs and the hydraulics moving it out, if you caught the wrong angle, it could pop it and break the hydraulic. And then, you know, you got a broken model. It sucks. So I said to myself, why can't you just get some tubing and put actual metal tubing hydraulics on the model? Not only would it look cool, it would add the extra supports necessary. And fortunately, from our guys over at KS Precision Metals, they make these things. And they're not too expensive. So show them some love if you need metal parts. I think a lot of guys use these tubes for like, what do you call it? RC cars and stuff like that. For their, like, their hydraulics systems. Okay. Find our line here. I need a third hand here. That's the modeler's conundrum. You're always having to do 3 or 4 things at one time. Almost there. Come on. How far out did I unscrew this thing? Okay. There we go. Got a nice groove going. Tighten it a little bit. Tighten it a little bit. Do it to the beat. Tighten it a little more. Yep, there we go. Zing. Now we mark our next one. And that should cover the hydraulics for the lower leg. Good clear mark. And this stuff cuts so much easier. When I was doing the stainless, which albeit is much stronger and looks better, it is much tougher to cut. I literally had to have like a power drill on this thing. This guy viced up, and I'm running it at like 100 RPMs while slowly twisting this thing, and it would cut through it, but what a pain in the butt. This is so much better. And it matches our paint, as you guys saw. Okay, come on, touched off there, bring it back. If you guys are watching on YouTube, I have a channel on, not channel, a playlist on how to make this guy and where to download the parts if you guys want him. He's totally free, and it's a lot of fun to build, but you know, he will challenge you. But that's kind of why we're here, right? I'm sure those of you who are watching probably love a little model building in your time. Oh, there we go. Okay. Check, that looks good. Clean up those ends. I do hate metal filings. I wear slippers and sandals all the time, so metal filings always manage to find their way right between your big toe, you know, and the thong of the shoe. And they get stuck in your foot. Anybody's been in a machine shop is kind of a lazy ass like myself. You've had it happen, I'm sure. Okay. Let's see our fit here. Looks good. Went all the way down. And number deuce. I always put the better end of the hydraulic towards the bottom because any markings that you don't want to see, you want it to be covered by the hydraulic top in question. That's cool. I wonder what would happen, because this is a dull finish, and I do like the kind of higher shine stainless. I wonder if I just put a gloss finish on that, if it would bring it up to something like that. Now, ideally, I could polish it, but we're lazy. We just want to, you know, spray paint it and get it going. And this guy, I'll show you where this goes. Sorry, guy, I gotta put you in your stomach. Goes here and here like that. And that's the bad side. We want the good looking side. Yeah, like that. See right there? And that'll actuate in and out. Oops, drop my TPU. How's this drying? Not too badly. I noticed that the metallic stuff takes a little longer to cure, so I don't want to mess with it. Okay. I am going to take a bathroom break. I will be back. So get yourself a beverage, take a leak, whatever you gotta do. I shall return. There we go. Check real quick. Oh, thank you, AJ McCain. Very kind. I have returned from my bathroom break. I hope you enjoy it. And they're free to download if you want one. Just look up Voltage 3D at Thingiverse or Colts 3D, etc., etc. It's out there all over the place. Hope you're having a good night so far. We're having some pretty decent success. Now, the question is this done curing yet? And it still feels sticky. Yep. Silver paint just does not cure very fast. So I'll leave those guys to dry a bit. Oops. Almost lost my hydraulics. Which is the better side? There we go. Dang it. Now the next hydraulics we need to do are the biceps. These guys. The question is, am I doing the biceps in blue or yellow? And I think I'm going to do them in yellow and then paint the blue part. So it will look like so. Oh, it seems a little bit looser for some reason. Yeah, that one's a better fit. Let's just try them all. That one's looser. Yeah. I made this guy free so everybody could have a nice challenging model to eat up their rainy days with. Make as many as you want. You know, I hope to someday see one on a tabletop somewhere, you know, in a tabletop game of one-page rules or Warhammer or something. But we'll see. Now, biceps. Oh, joy of biceps. I have not printed out the biceps yet, but in the meantime, we can put the biceps into the bicep strut. So, we're going to borrow strut, and we will cross pin. Oh, yes. So, McCain, are you into 3D printing at all? Or you just checking out what I got on the table? Go. I hope I didn't make that too loose. That's fine. That's nice and stiff. Boy, this, I'm telling you, this periwinkle blue peel is great for cross pinning. It grips so well. Let's see, there we go. Come on. Ah, that's get me. Need a longer piece of PLA for this one. Remember to always cut it at an angle. Helps it go through the crossbit a little easier. There we go. That's stiff. There we go. I think it's going through. Do is put a little more pressure on it. Bingo. That's legit in there now. So, I still have to print out the lower biceps, but once I do, we'll do like we did with the calves here, and we'll cut some pieces that fit in this guy, and then I'll have metal bicep hydraulics to match. Good and durable. Won't break too easy. That one is really stiff. Okay. There's one arm down. Put him back in the socket. And borrow the other one. Come on. Okay. Now I've noticed is that every PLA reacts differently. Like when you build something like this, especially with joints. Like this guy here, my original prototype, printed in PLA plus, and with the joints, so much easier. Just standard PLA, a lot more traction, a lot more sanding. I've noticed. Not terrible, but definitely a little more challenging. I mean, I can feel it too, like on this filament, it's got some texture to it. Like it's almost like a drab texture. But that's really good for crossfitting. Because PLA Plus could be a little bit on the smooth side. And when you're crossfitting sometimes, if you drill out the hole a little too big, that pin will just walk in and out. So you gotta reprint the part, you know. Oh, nice. Okay, 2 carbon. Cool. Hey, at least you got somebody to play Warhammer with, man. I notice a lot of people these days are having real trouble, you know, finding people to game with. Ah, cool. Hey, I'm glad I'm in the algorithm in some way. You know, there's some times there was like, is anybody seeing this? But I'm glad you stopped by, man. Yeah, so, you know, the one army I've always wanted to start in Warhammer was orcs. I know not a lot of people like the green boys, but I figured I just have fun playing them because they're just so goofy. And I like their model designs, you know. Everybody likes to play the Ultramarines and the Smurfs and the Primaris and all that, but give me the greenskins any day. Yeah. So are you, what's your main army that you're going to be playing with? What's your buddy going to be playing with too? Like, you guys going to be working together or playing against each other? Do you have a Games Workshop close by to you? Like, I got really lucky. We have a Games Workshop and like a locally owned place that has big tables and stuff. I just gotta get the nerve up to go in there and try and put my pieces down on the table someday. go. Oops. Go. Alrighty. 2 seconds. It looks like one of my prints is done coming out for the thigh hydraulics. And then we can cut some metal piping for that guy too. Be right back. Come on over. Looks good. Well, it's cool that you got a work colleague that, you know, wants to play with you. These Space Marines are kit bashing the Green Boys. All right. Nice. Gotta get that proper decker. I think that's what makes orcs fun, is the ability to kit bash a little more, you know, a little more creativity. Oh man, I shouldn't have put a rim on this guy. Oh, whatever. It's gotta get painted anyways. So yeah, next time you guys are hanging out around the water cooler, maybe talking Warhammer, somebody else is probably going to overhear you, be like, "Hey, you guys play Warhammer?" And be like, "I got a Custodes army if you're down." Kind of like that interview with Henry Cavill. I'm not sure if you saw it, where he was like, I don't even know where the heck he was, but he's just talking to somebody. And then the guy next to him was like, "Oh, you play Warhammer?" He's like, "Yeah, I play Custodes." He's like, "Oh, dude, I got what was it? It was Necron army." And he's like, "Well, you want to hook it up?" You know, probably even hard for him to find somebody to play with. Hey, man, that's how it works, you know. You work with what you got. That sucks that you don't have any game shops in town, like not even like you know, locally owned stuff. I mean, not even a single GW. That sucks, man. I was looking at a map of GWs the other day, like where they're around the world, and they are everywhere. I mean, I'm surprised. I might have to reprint this. Oh, they won't. So they won't let you bring in older armies? Is that what it is? Uh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I had a guy I know on Twitter, follow his channel, Angry Badger, I think is what it's called, and he's had the same problem. They didn't want to play like Firstborn and the older stuff. They just wanted to play all the new stuff. It's like, come on, guys. It's like, you know, not everybody can just up and buy a new army every edition. It's ridiculous. It's stupid. I mean, like, if you know, I'm designing more units and stuff like that. Like, I'm going to have little soldiers that are going to follow this guy around. I got power armor units that I'm working on. And I got a tank base I'm working on too. And eventually I'm going to build an army around this guy. And hey, welcome more Elisa 27. Everything's good here. Chilling like a villain. But yeah, eventually I'm going to hopefully have a little more army for this guy and use them in one-page rules or something like that. Oh, thank you. That's very kind of you. Appreciate that. I hope you enjoy my little show. Yeah. I'm surprised anybody's finding me. Yeah. This guy's going for the British World War One theme, and then I've got another guy I'm working on. He's 90% of the way done. It's a alternate unit to this guy, and he's a little more memento mori. I'll give you a sample here. This is one of his claws. You can see it's got a a coil charging system to heat the claws up, and then it's of course skulled and everything, layered armor. And this is his minigun. To follow to, I call it what did I call this one? Oh shoot! What? Shoot! I have names for all these things. This one is called. That's not the Griever Cleaver. That's this. Here, I'll show you. Check this. No, wait. This is his chemical-based plasma cannon, you know. And this like slides onto where the arms are. The arms are all interchangeable. And yeah. I'll go grab Vexus in a bit to show them to you so you guys get a better idea. Stream's going well so far, you know. Bit of a night owl, but I can't stay up too much longer. But yeah, having fun. Oh yeah. Here, I'll just go grab Vexus. I'll give you guys a preview. Just give me 2 seconds. Now Vexus is he's a heavy boy. There you go. Let's see how that looks. I'll let my camera catch up. And he's got this guy right here, this twin auto cannon. It's called the Griever Cleaver. Dual blade on it. It can shoot down between the blades. And of course, like the other one, you can exchange his arms. Hold on there. There you go. You see his helmet. Face shield's a little bit different. But he moves pretty much the same way. He's a beastly boy. Sorry, I'm probably not giving you the best view of him here. Hold on. Let me just move this guy out of the way. This will make it easier. There he is. You can see him a little bit better. Top-mounted turret system, which fires fly-by-wire rocket systems. Interchangeable arms, like I said before. Big-ass claws. And, of course, his minigun here. Let me borrow that arm there, guy. Bada boom, bada bing. No magnetization here. Just straight up swapping out arms. How long have I been streaming? Well, I started at 11 o'clock my time, which is Central Standard. And I'm probably going to hop off here. Let's see how long I've been streaming for. 2 hours now. I got to go here in a few minutes, actually. Got an early morning. But yeah, Vexus, he's something else. I think I'll just leave that on for now. Let me go put him back. He's a beast. Yeah. All right. So once I get done printing this guy out and putting him together, I am going to paint him. And I'll give you an example of the paint that I'm going to be doing. This is his shoulder armor that I started on. That is Caractacus, which this unit is named after. In the middle is Prometheus, the stealer of the flame. And he's going to be a yellow and silver color combination. I've got the armor that I painted up for him on the prototype here until I get him together. There we go. Snap that back on. Me? Oh, I'm from Missouri, United States. And this blue undercarriage here, it's all going to get washed and painted in this kind of fashion, kind of a grungy sort of construction blue color. Oh, Virginia. That's where my family's originally from, way back when. Like 1640s, way back. Yeah. All right. Virginia's a beautiful place. I love it. I would love to go back sometime. Not too far, you know. Decent drive. Now, let's see here. Where was I? Ah, yes. Our calf hydraulics. There we go. So, yeah. That goes in there. Oops. Excuse me a second. I gotta close my door. And our print is done. Let's see here. I have been streaming for 2 hours and 3 minutes. I hate to say it, but I gotta go. I do have an early morning, but I will be back tomorrow. I'm going to try and get on every night and share some of my projects and things like that. And I hope you all come back. It's been an absolute pleasure to meet you. And I hope you really enjoyed this. So be sure to tune in tomorrow, guys. And thanks again for coming. All right. Sorry, I gotta go. You know, I get some sleep. Let's see here. Okay, and I'm out of here in 3, 2,